In a development that has reverberated across global royal observatories and ignited fervent discussions in aristocratic enclaves, the meticulously guarded contents of Queen Elizabeth II's last will and testament have finally come to light, unveiling allocations that are as astonishing as they are divisive. The disclosures delineate precisely what each branch of the Windsor lineage has been bestowed, propelling narratives of favoritism, exclusion, and strategic foresight into the forefront. Among the most startling revelations is the substantial bequest to Catherine, Princess of Wales, commonly known as Kate, whose inheritance has left observers agape. In stark contrast, Prince Harry and his wife, Meghan Markle, along with their offspring, have been entirely omitted from the Queen's personal largesse, a move that underscores irrevocable fractures within the family. The provisions for Prince Andrew have provoked widespread consternation, while the immense portfolio now under King Charles III Dominion commands figures that defy ordinary comprehension. These posthumous directives not only redistribute tangible assets but also etch indelible statements on themes of allegiance, obligation, and the enduring trust the monarch placed in select heirs to safeguard her enduring legacy. For those seeking an exhaustive dissection of the beneficiaries, the rationales underpinning these choices, and their profound ramifications for the monarchy's trajectory, remain engaged with this comprehensive exploration via UK Royal Report. To ensure uninterrupted access to such pivotal updates, activate subscriptions and notification alerts immediately, guaranteeing primacy in the dissemination of royal exigences. The sheer magnitude of Queen Elizabeth II's affluence transcends conventional grasp, encompassing a personal estate, distinct from the sovereign's institutional holdings, appraised in excess of $420 million, as corroborated by authoritative compilations such as the Sunday Times Rich List. This fortune encapsulates an array of opulent residences, invaluable masterpieces from renowned artists, an esteemed equine assemblage celebrated in equestrian annals, and a trove of gemstones that have graced the brows and necks of monarchs across epochs. The estate bifurcates into dual categories: the intimately personal domain, encompassing ancestral domains and cherished artifacts amassed throughout a 9-decade reign, and the crown estate, which transitions inexorably to the succeeding sovereign sans discretionary intervention. It is unequivocally the former, the intimate bequests, that has captivated public and expert scrutiny alike, for herein the Queen articulated unequivocal preferences regarding deserving recipients. Commencing with the immovable properties, these are far removed from mere domiciles. They constitute venerable bastions imbued with profound sentimental resonance. Balmoral Castle, nestled amid the rugged Scottish Highlands, stood as the Queen's quintessential haven, a sanctuary where she annually retreated during the balmy months to evade the relentless scrutiny of public existence. It was within these storied walls and encompassing verdant expanses that Her Majesty spent her twilight hours, enveloped by the serene vistas she held dearest. Complementing this is Sandringham House, situated in the pastoral environs of Norfolk, which has long served as the epicenter for the family's Yuletide convocations. For generations, the Queen orchestrated festive gatherings there, fostering intergenerational bonds and perpetuating cherished customs amid its grand halls and manicured grounds. These estates transcend material value. They embody the continuum of familial chronicle and private refuge. Although official corroboration of the new proprietors remains pending, informed conjecture converges on the Queen's junior progeny, Princess Anne, Prince Andrew, and Prince Edward, as the probable legatees of Balmoral and Sandringham. Such an apportionment aligns logically with their familial standings and protracted associations with these locales. Notably, the omission of Prince William from automatic entitlement to these assets has sparked analytical debate. Certain commentators interpret this as a deliberate measure to fortify the financial security of her non-heir children, who lack the monolithic resources attendant to the throne. Alternative perspectives posit underlying subtleties in interpersonal relations, questioning the Queen's perceptions of meritocracy in dispensing these emotive heirlooms. Yet, the pinnacle of sensationalism resides within the Queen's illustrious jewelry repository, comprising roughly 300 artifacts collectively valued at upwards of $110 million. These are not frivolous adornments but emblematic relics of monarchical lineage, featuring diadems, collars, pins, and bands that have featured prominently in coronations, diplomatic galas, and nuptial ceremonies. Every gem encapsulates narratives spanning centuries, bearing the imprimatur of history. In a series of 11th-hour codicils, the Queen mandated their devolution to designated custodians. Foremost among the beneficiaries is Catherine, Princess of Wales, poised to accede to the preponderance of this assemblage as the prospective Queen consort. This allocation is pragmatically astute, equipping Kate with the requisite splendor for forthcoming ceremonial obligations spanning decades. She has previously been captured donning select favourites from the Queen's repertoire, and these lendings now appear formalised into perpetuity. The monarch evidently regarded Kate as a paragon of stewardship, reliable, reverent, and adept at upholding the gravitas of these artifacts with poise and decorum. Augmenting this narrative is the inclusion of Princess Charlotte, the 9-year-old progeny of William and Kate, slated for a noteworthy segment of the collection upon attaining maturity. This prescient gesture underscores the Queen's visionary planning, extending beyond immediate successes to fortify the ensuing generation. By embedding these treasures within the operational cadre of the monarchy, she ensured their continued prominence in public spectacles, averting sequestration in esoteric vaults. The most seismic disclosure, however, pertains to the absolute preclusion of Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and their children, Archie and Lilibet, from any entitlement to the jewelry trove, not a solitary item from the $110 million ensemble. This draconian excision is attributed to the couple's 2020 abdication of senior royal responsibilities and relocation to California. The rationale posits that such ornaments are intrinsically tied to formal duties. Bestowing them upon non-participating members would render them superfluous. While utilitarian, this edict conveys a poignant demarcation of inclusion versus exile, amplifying the repercussions of their secession. Proponents deem it equitable. Absent engagement in regal labors, entitlement to ceremonial accoutrements dissipates. Detractors, conversely, decry it as a frigid reprisal, weaponizing legacy to chastise perceived disloyalty. Prince Andrew's prospective gains introduce further complexity and contention. Notwithstanding his entanglement in the Jeffrey Epstein imbroglio, resultant forfeiture of military honors and patronages, he may yet secure portions of the estates, such as Balmoral or Sandringham. This disparity, Andrew potentially enriched amid ignominy while Harry and Meghan are disenfranchised, interrogates notions of equity. The distinction may hinge on filial affection versus institutional fidelity. Andrew, despite transgressions, retained maternal endearment. Harry's voluntary departure constituted an indelible breach. King Charles III, meanwhile, assumes stewardship of the Crown's colossal dominion, encompassing the Crown estate, valued in the billions, and inclusive of Buckingham Palace, the preeminent symbol of sovereignty, Kensington Palace, accommodating active royals, the Duchy of Lancaster, yielding approximately $98 million annually per Forbes estimates, and analogous Scottish holdings. The sovereign grant further augments this as the monarch's stipend. An eccentric vestige, Charles now holds titular ownership over all swans, whales, and dolphins within UK waters, a quaint medieval anachronism enduring contemporaneously. These bequests exert transformative influence. For Kate, they affirm her as the monarchy's vanguard, custodian of continuity. Charlotte's early designation presages her scripted destiny. The Sussexes' omission reinforces their estrangement, trading heritage for autonomy, at a steep cost. Public discourse probes. Does duty supersede kinship and inheritance? Is it just to implicate innocents like Archie and Lilibet? Ought Andrew's scandals preclude provision? The Queen's testament, though obscured, articulates priorities unequivocally. Duty as paramount, recompense for service, solicitude for the vulnerable, and pragmatic preservation of tradition. Her legacy will manifest in Kate's adornments at banquets, Charlotte's eventual assumption of roles, the Sussexes' parallel existence, and Charles's empowered reign. She orchestrates from beyond, molding the institution's evolution. Contemplate these verdicts. Did exclusion of Harry and Meghan align with justice, or veer into punitive territory for pursuing self-determination? Is entrusting jewels to a child like Charlotte precocious wisdom or undue burden? Merits Andrew any boon amid disgrace? Engage in dialogue below, as this intersects familial bonds, equity, and monarchical sustainability. To remain abreast of palace intricacies, revelations, and upheavals, subscribe to UK Royal Report.